everybody, and welcome back to rebuilding Goldcrest Valley, where hopefully things will go a little bit better for us on this stream than they did on Monday. Everything seems so far so good on my screens so far. So really we just need to jump back into it. We've got this field to harvest. In fact, what we're going to do is we don't have an awful lot of money, but we need to jump into our little potato harvester here. No, terrible little thing. Get that pipe extended there because we need to empty it straight away. It's already full. We finished the last stream with it full. I should have come on here before the stream and emptied it, but time has gotten a bit away from me today. So let's jump into our lovely Massey. Do like this Massey. So how are we all doing this afternoon? Let me hear all of you in the chat. Pop into the chat, say hello, let me know how your week is going so far. We're at that midway point in the week. Best time of the week to be halfway through. First half's over with. It's on the up from here. As always, we have a lovely Josie Green moderating the chat for us tonight as well. So if you're around, pop in, say hi. She's ever welcoming. She only bites every now and again. We'll get this emptied. We're going to get this onto a hired worker, I think, so that we can crack on with baling. Let's jump in here, put the boom back in. Let's try and line ourselves sort of back where we were. Actually, I have this on. Oh no, I don't have alternate helpers on this series. That's actually a relief. The alternate helpers are good, but they're not good. I have changed my audio settings. How are they for the stream? Let's jump into the Ford TW35. I do love me a good Ford TW. Sounds like I'm on a speakerphone. Give me 2 seconds, I will have a look at that. If it works. Everything's now completely frozen. That's always a good sign. I just add a filter on there. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you there. Hopefully that's improved the quality a little bit. With any luck. Let's get the Ford started up again. It takes a minute to get it going. Yep, that is right. We do have a Discord server set up. Feel free to come and say hello on that. I do spend quite a bit of time on Discord. It's pretty much open all of the time. So I do pop in every now and again and say hello to everyone. Let's go ahead and tip this here. this a bit here because this swath is wider than the collection can get on the baler. That's it's not ideal, but as they say, it is what it is. Welcome back there, Steve Gold. How are you this afternoon? Oh, my only issue with this baler is it takes a very short amount of time to fill up. I've missed a bit of the field there. Try and not lose too much temper there, Josie. It looks like we're going to get a fair number of bales out of this field. 98%. I'll go back to that first swath, see if we can pick up some of the dregs. Hopefully we make it up to 100% just from this. With any luck anyway. I'm glad to hear that FS17 is definitely my the best purchase I've ever made for a game. It's a game that I have a questionable amount of playtime on, and a bordering on unhealthy amount. Oh dear, we have a runaway bale. Let's just stop it before it goes too far. We've had our porridge, so we can totally just grab bales. But I think I've managed to actually get the stream music up and going again. So there should be a bit of background music on this stream again. Unfortunately it wasn't working on Monday for whatever reason. Everything seems to be going just fine for us now. I've gone way past where I should have stopped. The problem is this field is not level, so bales will roll away. We need to go and empty our combine again. Nothing unusual there. I'm not sure what the problem is. I think maybe there's a hardware issue with my microphone. I have been experiencing quite a few issues with it recently. In my pre-recorded series, it's been quite troublesome. So let's see how our sheep are doing while we're waiting for this to unload. There we go, still 20 sheep. Next animal in 38 hours, and we have 9% of a pallet of wool. That's going peachy. And we do have plenty of grass and hay. Again, I haven't sorted the cleanliness out yet. Like I said, time kind of got away from me a bit today. So I haven't managed to make any changes to the map since the last stream, unfortunately. But there are a few on the to-do list, like bringing over the cleanliness markers. So if we can just climb over and try it, that would be a bonus. So how's everyone doing this afternoon? I hope everyone is doing just fine. Hello there, Damon, how are you this afternoon? We currently don't have anything to really do with these bales. We have nowhere to sell them as of yet. We could, I suppose, take them down to the BGA and sell them directly there, but that might be less than ideal. Don't worry about that, Damon. All these streams will be put in an archive series, so if you've missed any of this live stream or any of the previous live streams, head over to the channel page and you will see Rebuilding Goldcrest Farm archive playlist where all of these live streams will be put for your viewing pleasure at any point in the future. I think what we might do is we might actually sell some of these bills today. I'm very conscious of the fact that we don't have the ability to empty that combine again. Our trailer is almost full. This bale will more than likely roll away. Yeah, there it goes. It's going to roll straight into the Massey. Goodbye! Have a wonderful time! So we're going to have quite a lot of bales from this. Probably more than we really need, to be honest. I thought we were full there. The beeping is... it's lying to me. That bale's almost made it down at the bottom of the field. There's another one. Definitely getting a fair few bales here. Selling them at the BGA is not ideal, but it's something that we can most certainly do. With the, I'm just not sure if the Massey will actually reach up to be able to sell them into the biogas plant. Nor am I actually 100% sure where the biogas plant is. Pardon me, the biogas plant is, again, something else that will be moved in this map. I want to move all of the key features of this map as well as rebuilding the farm itself. What is that worker doing? You're just not going to give up, no? Now we may get the rest of this field in this. Hopefully that worker figures out that I didn't put them on a straight path. Seem to have. We'll leave them to it. I would recommend getting FS19. It's currently available for pre-order. It won't be available until the 20th of November. That's when it goes on sale officially. Unfortunately, I haven't come across any way of getting it sooner than that as of yet. Despite me asking Giants very, very kindly many times. They probably have me on an ignore list by now, to be honest. But, yeah, I would recommend getting it. It looks like it's going to exceed all expectations, not to mention the fact that John Deere is now a licensed brand for Giants. So as with all Farming Simulator games, the first couple of months of any new Farming Simulator, there's not much in the way of mod support. It takes a couple of months for the game to stabilise to the point where mods will work. But at least we'll be able to still drive about in not Massey Ferguson's. Well, there will be Massey Ferguson's in it too, but there will also be John Deere's for our playing pleasure, which is it's been a long time coming, to be honest. A fun fact for you. Did anyone in the chat know that the first licensed vehicle on any Farming Simulator game was in fact Fendt? Way back in LS08, which was very quickly reskinned as Farming Simulator 2009. But LS08 had Fendt dealers in it, just like FS09. And then for FS11 it was changed to Dutes. There's a fun bit of trivia there for you. I would really rather bales not go into my sheep field like that one over there. It just go away. See, we don't just catch bales, we can throw them. I did go ahead and download some new stream music, but to be honest, I don't think it's any better. It's questionable in its own way. The way I've got it set up just now is I can also hear the stream music, and yes, We just don't have the old music there as well, hence this song currently playing. In case you're wondering where I get my license-free music from, I get it from the audio library from YouTube. There is loads of royalty-free music on there, some of which is completely royalty-free, and some of it you do need to provide music information in the description. I don't use any of that music on my live streams for obvious reasons, but I do use the license-free stuff. It's difficult to keep track of all the songs that play, so it's better to just be safe than sorry. But for those of you who are interested in any of my other playlists, Letton Farm will actually be coming to a much shorter end than before, just simply because I'm having some serious problems with that save game. But not to worry, I've actually already recorded the rest of Letton Farm, and I've also started recording the next series that will follow on immediately after Letton Farm, and that is one I am very, very much pleased with so far. I think it's going quite well. It will be utilising a completely different map. Let's just turn this off here. I don't have the overloading mod. I'm gonna sack this worker because him sitting there is gonna cost me money. Turn that off too, because I don't have anywhere to refuel at the moment either. The new map is actually it's a map that it's not new for mods, but it is new to the channel. It's not one I've done a series on in the past. There you go, Disco Bale. I'm not going to give away anything else than that, but it is new to the channel, and not only that, I have customized it so far. I have made a couple of small changes to it. Nothing too dramatic, just a bit of light editing, just to add my own spin on things. But if you are new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 10 likes tonight. And if you're new to the channel, you can hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It does help out a lot. See if we can get a little bit closer to that goal we have. I haven't made the roads wider, but oddly enough, the particular map that I'm using has extremely narrow roads, and I have considered editing that to make them a little bit wider. The map doesn't do well for large machinery, and I would like a couple of larger machines in amongst it all at some point, but that is a role-playing series, so I'm not going to give too much away on that. We'll get this tipped, we'll go back, we'll empty the combine again, and then we need to change header and get the other field done. We'll get a hired worker onto that, I think. Well, the brakes on this thing are terrible. Well, we'll tip into there. I'm not expecting massive amounts of money from this. Not bad. 10.5 grand again, same as we got last time. But with the corn, we will be putting that in a different place, I think. I haven't checked the prices, but it will go to the best priced store location for getting us the most amount of money. It didn't take me very long at all, because I have been playing Farm Simulator from from LS09. That was the first version of it I got, and I've followed it ever since, and the controls have been generally the same. For the PC version in particular, it's very straightforward controls, kind of standard for any kind of driving game, with the addition of the likes of the Q button and the E button for attaching or detaching equipment and entering and exiting a vehicle. Some other buttons in there depending on what equipment you've used, for lowering and turning on equipment and things like that, but the controls are generally straightforward. The main controls are the WSAD controls for forward, back, left and right, kind of they're very straightforward. And better yet, there is a tutorial with Goldcrest Valley when you first get the game. The original version of this map that we're on just now has a full tutorial in it, as well as there is tutorial missions that you can do that will teach you all about the different aspects of the game. Everything from just driving a tractor from point A to point B to baling to everything really, including potato harvesting and forestry, the whole lot. You don't necessarily need extra stuff if you have a basic PC setup. It's all there really, providing that you have a computer that's capable of running the game, which, to be honest, nowadays most basic laptops will be powerful enough to run this game. You'll be hard pressed to find a relatively new laptop that is not capable of running this game. It does have controller support. It's not perfect controller support, but it does have some controller support for the likes of your Steam controller, Xbox controller, or PlayStation 4 controller, depending on your preference. Or you could set it up for a steering wheel and pedal setup, which is what I use. I use a combination of steering wheel, pedals, and mouse and keyboard. I have them all connected and skip between them randomly, because that's just how I roll. I would personally recommend the PC version. I have had the Xbox version, although the graphics are the same and there is some mod capabilities for the likes of consoles. The PC has full capabilities, as well as you have more control over the game. Like you can't use the likes of Giants Editor, which is the editing software used to rip out the whole farm here. That's the software that Giants provide to edit their i3D files, so you can make adjustments to mods and maps once you get the hang of that. But that's a whole other kettle of fish. That does take a bit of getting used to that one. Luckily, I have used it in the past. I used to create mod maps for Farm Simulator 13, so it was an older version of Giants Editor, but the ideas are still basically the same. But it does take a bit of getting used to. It is nothing like actually playing the game. But yeah, Josie, you're right. Those are absolutely brilliant questions. Let's see if we can get another 6% from somewhere. I've left little dribs and drabs about the field. Let's see if we can maybe get there. I'm not sure if we will, which would be a shame. No, we might actually. There should be enough. I've driven straight into the field there. I was too busy looking at the chat again. Must pay attention. It is starting to get later, so what I might do is when it actually gets dark, I might speed time up to just sort of quickly burn through the night. Wouldn't be a terrible idea, because Nighttime is dark, and that's when the monsters come out. I don't think I have the full chat available to me, unfortunately. Not sure why that's happened, so I do apologise if I haven't spoken to you. It's not my intention. It just seems to be a bit of an issue with the chat. I don't mind that. That bale doesn't need to be there anyway. I'll just fix the issue I'm having with the chat here a second. Hi there, Vicky. Yeah, my microphone is acting up tonight. There's always something with my setup recently. So now what we need to do is we need to make sure the combine's empty for a start. That bale did escape, didn't it? We will have to go bale fishing soon. Now, in order to get the full chat, I unfortunately have now a bit of a delay on the chat. I'm in the wrong tractor. That's what the problem is. I don't know why the boom wasn't coming out. It's supposed to be in this one. No, this one. There we go. Is that boom still coming out? Yep. Well, that's going to make things interesting. Let's detach the trailer here. This is going to be fun. This is one of the few glitches in FS17. Bale spikes get stuck in the ground every now and again. So what I actually need is I need my pickup, and I need to find my fifth wheel trailer. It's over there. This is the pickup truck that we've seen in the last live stream. It's the one and the same. As for the color schemes and why it's different from the first two live streams is this color scheme was picked by my #1 fan, Manta. She wanted it to match the animal trailer, hence the questionable colours here, but it's not the worst one I've ever had. I did reject the first choice. I didn't really want to be driving about in a bright pink truck, but there we go. I do need to wash my truck, but I don't have a pressure washer yet. I'm not going to really afford one either. Well, we can't afford one, but got other things to buy. Now, I'm going to try the near impossible here. If the bale would get off. Maybe that's not the bale to do it with. I drag that bale. There we go. Grabbed it by the bales. I think maybe it's time we stick some lights on, not that we'll see past the bales, but I need to try and stack these on the trailer without doing that. That's exactly what we don't want to do. Let's nudge forward just a tad. Let's see if we can do that a couple more times. In order to pick up 2 bales, you need to get pretty straight on to them. And it does help to drag one across the ground while you're locating your second one. Stops it flying off and doing weird things. Oh, a bit of lag. Let's try that. Hopefully that fixes it. I do apologise about that. Oh, no. Ah, come on. Right. That's it. I'll do it by hand. Much easier this way. They are barely attached. Let's strap that bale on. I have no idea how many bales I have in total. Has the lag issue gotten sorted now? Not sure what might be causing that. I'm going to try and put all of these bales on this trailer. Which may be easier said than done, because now I have to go a bit far afield. No, not all trailers have straps. Not many of them do, actually. Most of them are... your best bet for getting a trailer with straps would be having a bale trailer, which is what this technically is, but also has the ramps as well to move machinery around. But this particular trailer is part of the mod pack that comes with that 5th wheel attachment. I believe it's from Black Sheep Modding, off the top of my head. Let's try and put this bale on the top. Redo these straps. We need to get another bale for the back there. Yeah, the straps is not a mod. The straps is part of the base game mechanics, but the trailer I'm using is a mod. In fact, pretty much everything apart from the pickup truck is a mod on this particular save. The pickup truck is standard. This Massey Ferguson and its front loader tools are part of the MF pack. That's part of the Force Niche pack. We've got a Ford pack, Ford TW pack. What else do we have? The Baler's an MF pack. The Windrower is not. Hi there, Ruggles Incorporated. How are you doing this evening? even as far as the sprayer that we've currently got leased, that's also a mod. Almost everything's a mod. The game does have over, I think it's over 300 base machines. So mods are certainly not a requirement. But they just add to the game. Give a slightly different set of machines to choose from. That bill's just not going to do what I want it to. It can go like that. If you are new to the stream, hit that like button if you're enjoying this stream, and if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to our goal of 300 subscribers. That would be absolutely amazing. Need to put this bale back down. It's way too close to it when I picked it up. I need to take this strap off and see if I can fix this bale. That would be a firm no. Now knock the other bale off. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that one on until I get this one fixed. Come on, play nice. Yeah, that'll do. Where's that other bale? There's one here, that'll do. I'll take that one. That's the problem with using this particular mod. The ability to use your hands in Farm Simulator is a new one for FS17, but it's certainly not been massively perfected. Yeah, this is just going to be a mess of bales. But as long as it kind of stays together, I'll be happy with that. I haven't been training for Iron Man. I have just been eating my porridge. I have no idea how I'm going to get the rest of these bales on. I kind of wanted to do this all in one trip, but I worry for the suspension on the truck now. Yeah, that'll do. Just never touch that strap again. I suppose I could try and get another bale or 3 on the back. Yeah, that's you know what? I'll take it to that. That'll do. That is just exactly how you drive down the road with a stack of bales. It's stable. Let's find out what the BGA is. That's our only sell point at the moment. It is out this way. Oh, the truck is suffering with this badly. We're probably going to end up tipping the truck on this particular run. Every time I go around a corner it's leaning badly. And believe it or not, this is going as fast as it can. Yes, this is exactly what not to do. This is how not to load a bale trailer. Full of useful advice tonight. To be honest, this is quite a small bale trailer. You get much bigger ones. You also get auto load trailers, which is very useful. You just drive by the bales and it picks them up. But I like the challenge of making the biggest mess I can on a trailer. Oh, we've made it to 36 miles an hour, and even faster. We're going downhill now. Oops. Well, that's the benefit of having a severely unbalanced trailer. Goes back on its wheels, all by itself. Physics magic right there. So there's the BGA. For a laugh, we should see how much all these bales weigh. I don't even know how many we've got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 bales we have on this trailer. For saying it was only supposed to have 14 on it. See if we can even fit on the weighbridge. $6,471. We'll go back on the weighbridge after we've unloaded. This is where things are going to get messy. Let's start at the front. That was a good throw. So was that? Look at that, it's almost like I've done this before. There's a knack to this. Throwing bales into the air and knowing where they're going to land. I've had plenty of practice on this one. Oh, I thought I missed it there. Oh, this one's trying to escape. How extremely rude. Ah, fell a bit short that time. It's actually easier said than done, this. This is just much practice throwing logs around. Way too much practice throwing logs around. More than I'd care to admit, to be honest. Oh, we got a stuck one. Yeah, 2 for 1. I don't think any bills went over. If they did, they just end up here anyway. And they magically turn to green too. It's just £1,000 per bill. We've got another stack of bills to collect as well. But first we need to find out how much we weigh after unloading 15 bills. That is the BGA, oh, I can't remember the word for it. Mixer, basically. But this is the BGA plant. All these silos here work as silage clamps. So you either put cut grass in, chaff, hay, anything you want. Apparently those bales weighed nothing. But that's a sell point. After your silage is fermented, you use a wheel loader or a telehandler and you tip it into there. There's the first sign of the night. It's always nice to get one thing run over. This is the current home of where the cows live. This will need to be moved. Actually, this is the pigs, not the cows. This will be moved. It's up to you guys where. If you can either... you don't need to bail it up, you can just scoop it up there, Steve. The police wouldn't charge me for it, Josie. I'm the one that put them all in, so... As standard in the game, a lot of them actually have collisions on them, so you wouldn't be able to crash through them. They just crash into them and chaos ensues. I find it much better that they fall over and go flying. It's much more entertaining. Here's our lovely sheep. But with as I was saying about the silage clamp, you don't need to bale up silage. You can bale silage, but you certainly don't need to. You can just create it in the silage clamps, and you can either use a wheel loader to do it, or a recent method that I've started doing is I've started using conveyor belts to load up my silage. Makes life so much easier. It's much quicker as well. Conveyor belts is something we are going to use on this farm in the future. Probably for silage for that matter. For a good example, I'm saying I've only just recently started using the conveyor belts, so I don't really have a good example of any of my videos, but you will see conveyor belts make an appearance on the successor to Letton Farm. I will be using them there because there is two extremely large silage clamps on the farm that on the map that I'm not going to mention, and I do plan on doing quite a substantial amount of forage harvesting, or silage if you prefer. This is the last two bales, I think. I think this is the last two bales. So let's just strap these on randomly. That'll do. Put more straps on it. That looks like healthy straps. Here's a top tip: don't go off-roading if you've got a trailer. Let's try that one again. There, we made it. This is why we bought a 4x4, so we could do irresponsible things. That is much steeper than I thought it was going to be. That's even worse. Oh dear. It's fine. Another 6 bales, that should be just shy of another 6,000. Let's see how my throwing skills are from here. Shockingly good. Kinda helps that there's that bar at the back. so it doesn't really matter if I actually get them in or not. See, look at that, that was almost planned. Well, that's not what we wanted to do. Well, at least this gives me the opportunity to show you what happens to the bales. Let me see if I can throw that one back up there. But basically what happens is the bales get into a trigger here and they disappear. And when they disappear, they show up on a counter how many litres is here, and they will process through and you'll get paid for it. If you're playing the game in real time, that machine will fill up and you will have to wait for it. I think I need to take some of the dead zone off my steering wheel. It's kind of a bit touchy. You're never riding with me. Well, that's unfortunate for you for tomorrow then, Josie. I can always email you across a bus schedule if you like. This is the forestry area. We will be destroying the forest in Goldcrest Valley. We will be systematically removing trees like there is no tomorrow, because that is a very good way of earning money. I think we got all the bales now. So let's go and dump the pickup back at what we're referring to as a farm. It's not really. I spend half my time between these live streams just sort of tidying up the machines. So, into the combine again. Let's see if... Is it going to work? I've got my doubts. Sometimes a combine will let you connect to a trailer, but I think that trailer's just a touch too high for this particular combine. Oh no, it's not. It does work. Dynamic hoses as well on the trailer. We can do this. Now I'm not going to put this header on the header trailer because well, frankly I need to have another header to go and pick up. But I am going to cheat a little bit and use one of the combines that's down at the shop to load it onto the trailer. So what we're going to do is, our tipper is going to be dumped here. I have a plan for this little area here, which we may actually do in this stream. I plan on putting a clamp in. We will probably use it to store some kind of corn. We might actually put the corn in it, save that for a rainy day. This is going to block this door, but I'm not really that bothered. I do like how this turned out though. You can see the lights working now that it's dark. In fact, now that it's dark I can actually show you the inside lights work. Make it much brighter in here. It's much nicer with lights on. Let's leave the combine there. Where's the truck? We're going to take the truck. I do desperately need to watch it. It is starting to get rather filthy. It's not as dirty as it can be yet. We've only got a little bit of mud on the roof. Still haven't put the collision on these hedges yet, which is again in my to-do list. If you have just joined the stream and you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that like button. Let's see if we can get to 10 likes tonight. And if you haven't done so, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. See if we can get a little bit closer to our goal. That would be absolutely amazing. And also, pop in, say hello in the chat. I don't bite, but Josie may. She might. But then again, you might enjoy it too, so you never know. So let's go and get our corn header, which I don't actually know if it's going to fit on this trailer, but we're certainly going to try. We're going to get points for effort. We're going to leave that there. We're going to use this New Holland combine here to position our header onto the back. We could use this New Holland as it is. The good thing about this game is headers are completely interchangeable. I think that's roughly where I want it. Not sure if that's going to stay in there. We'll give it a shot anyway. One thing we definitely can't do is we cannot reset vehicles on this map. I haven't changed where the reset is, and if I reset a vehicle it will end up inside the back of the building, and we don't want that. I spent absolutely ages positioning these. Crashed in that huge tedder there. Yeah, it'll disappear inside behind this wall in this building, and you'll never know that it's there. You won't be able to get out. It's actually a little trick I've done here. This wall here. Okay. Apparently we can walk through these walls. I did not know that. Tractors can't go through them, I know that much. The back of this wall here just showed the inside here. It showed the roller door in that door, but there was a bit of this ground here, and I can't remove that, because if I remove that it removes all the pavements from the entire town of Mapleview. So this building here is actually a different shed. That's a brick shed itself. So kind of cheated a little bit there. That is not got a lock and script on it. So in other words, let's try and keep the slightly evil looking header onto the trailer by driving like absolute lunatics, because that's exactly what we do. But this live stream will be a little bit shorter than usual because I have a bit of a road trip planned for tomorrow. So unfortunately I will have to go to bed early. Earlier than I usually do anyway. Early start in the morning, so I need to be ready to get up and go and not be wanting to murder the nearest person to me. Especially seeing as it's quite a drive along the motorway. So this stream will probably do another 25 minutes or so of it. before I get carried away with this, let's place our clamp. It's going to be a brick wall clamp that we place, and it's in here somewhere. I just realised. Oh, I left this on a field for a start. That's probably not ideal. But I went and dumped the trailer where we're putting the clamp. If you have just joined the stream and you haven't watched any of the previous streams, this is Goldcrest Valley, but it's being rebuilt. As you can see over there, this would have been the main farm area, and it's now all been completely ripped out. The sheep have moved down here. They're all functioning properly, and all the buildings have been taken out, and we currently live in a camper. Not a problem there, Damon. I will see you on Friday. The stream will return on Friday. The stream is every Monday, Wednesday and Friday for this stream series, and this is a stream only series. And if anyone is interested in making any interactive decisions on this stream, head over to my Discord if I'm not currently online at the time, and you can leave me messages there. I believe there is a page dedicated exclusively for rebuilding Goldcrest Farm. If there's not, I will get that done today. There we go, there's our little clamp. Just a little thing. That looks quite nice. It's the first farm specific feature we've got. It is currently to do the job of silos. Yeah, Jody, you're right there. The streams start at 9 PM British summer time. I'm coming at this field the wrong way. I should be doing it lengthways. Now the thing with corn is you obviously don't get any straw from it. What we'll do is we will start ourselves. I can't get over the fact that this thing sounds like a bucket. Why did the back of it just turn green there? Very unusual. That's distracted me and I've missed some now. We'll get that later though. Well, we'll do the first row ourselves and then we'll get it onto a hired worker. We are going to need to purchase a plough, but we need to get these fields harvested first. This will be annoying all the local teenagers now they don't have anywhere to go to be murdered. Right, let's put this onto a hired worker. We'll jump. Actually, you know what? Let's just move the Massey out of the way for now. We'll let it slowly roll to a stop. We're going to use the truck a little bit more. I do like using the truck for things. Now the truck is going to struggle with this. I'm getting some pretty decent wheel spin off of it. Alright, if you have just joined the stream, consider hitting that like button. Looking to get to 10 likes today if at all possible. That would be absolutely amazing. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button and see if we can get a little bit closer to our goal tonight. You can also head over to my Discord. The link will be made available to you by Josie Green. or you can go into my channel page. The link is on my channel art at the top of my channel page, or it is at the bottom of all my most recent videos. There's the Discord link in the chat for anyone looking to join. There's another 6 grand. Wasn't a full trailer. Let's drive through this field because it affects the physics a little bit if we wiggle. Always fun to do that. Oh, I see a sign. That wasn't me. We have a minimum 2 sign destruction quota that we do need to fill per live stream. Let's casually drive over the top of that. I'm not sure what the crop at the end here is all about. That's a bit unusual. That's not crop I've put in. Let's just use a bit of crop destruction on it and get rid of it. It's much nicer. Don't know what it was. Helper E is nearly full. Well, let's pull up alongside Helper E. Let's demand they stop. Or they could just ram straight through us because they're douchebags. What are they doing? It's a good thing helpers don't have crop destruction. Unfortunately I do, so I'd like them to stop. How about stop? The truck's having a little jig there. Let's tip this corn out, keep the worker going a little bit longer. The truck is thoroughly enjoying the music there. It's in a cornfield. It's late in the in-game day. I hope I didn't leave it unlocked for the local teenagers to take advantage. One of the other new features that comes with FS17 is the ability to tip anywhere. It is not something that is shown off in many YouTube videos, but it is a thing. So I'm going to take the opportunity to show you it just now by getting into the disco truck and tipping this over in our silo, well, in one of our silos. No need to put it in both. We will use whichever one I can manage to reverse into. Now the other thing I don't know is I don't know why my indicator's on for a start. Apparently that stopped the disco. I don't know if these clamps have barrier walls in them. I hope they do. Otherwise I'll have just got an egg on my face. Well, I suppose it's all inside. But that is corn, fresh from field corn, dumped right onto the dirty ground, as you do. And I'm looking to fill this silo full of corn. We'll need a conveyor belt or a front loader with a bucket to pick it back up though. Let's just turn the lights off on the truck for now. Now, we're in the Ford. For what? I don't know yet. fact, for what I do know. Before we get too excited about cultivating and ploughing and seeding fields, I find it to be the best practice to go ahead and spray the fields with the stubble on it. I'm going to concrete underneath the clamps, but we do it in Giant's Editor, not in game, so I have not done it already. The concrete texture that you get with Giant's Editor is a little bit nicer than the one that comes with the roller, and there's not much difference between them, but it's a little less bright, and I think it will be a bit more suitable for a ground texture for a clamp. But then again, something like that, the tiles wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. Kinda tempted to buy a pressure washer, to be honest. Nice to see the truck clean. Ever since I got that particular truck, it's been filthy. Well, welcome along to the live stream if you have just joined us. Glad to see you here. If you haven't done so already, consider hitting that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like button. And come and say hello in the chat. Just watch out for that Josie person. They're a bit shifty. Yeah, you definitely need to keep your valuables close by when Josie's on the go. So that's a sprayer filled. That'll be real good on the hydraulics right there. I always behave myself, Josie. Let's go ahead and spray this field. While it's still in stubble form, that will count as the first fertilization stage, of which there are 3. Hello there, Skull Gamer 2018. How are you this afternoon? Hope you're doing well. We'll get this field sprayed before we empty that. Well, we'll get this row done, and then we'll go and empty the combine. See if we can get that field harvested tonight. We have now got a clamp in place for storing our crop for the time being, until we can get a proper silo in place. But silo is quite expensive. I'm missing a bit here, but I'm wanting to take out as much of this mist crop as we can. I don't mind going back and getting the little strip we've missed. I'm not so bad. Rotten Gamer version 2. How are you? Welcome along to the live stream. We have made it to 10 likes for tonight's live stream. That is absolutely amazing, guys. Thanks very much for that. I've not been picking on you, Josie. Well, maybe a little bit, but not that bad. Fortunately, Rotten Gamer, to play games I do have to sit. So conveniently enough, I am already heeding your command. Let's get this I stopped the wrong way again. Let's get back in the disco truck. Suspension does some weird things on this trailer. A bit of crop destruction going to be here. Not ideal, but not much we can do about it. Roll over then. Well, if you keep watching, you'll see my driving. I'm not far off doing that at the best of times anyway. In fact, I think earlier I did roll this pickup with a perfectly stacked trailer of 15 bales. It wasn't sketchy in the slightest. Well, we've reached midnight, so I've just had to pay all the vehicle running costs for all the display vehicles up at the showroom there. So between live streams I will add a couple of, maybe about 5,000 or so to our account. What? Oh, I don't know. The hired workers. The hired workers are just, they're awesome. So if you haven't watched any of these streams before, this is of course Goldcrest Valley, but with a twist. I went into Giant Cedar and have ripped out the entire farm and moved the sheep. The sheep now live next to where the farm once was and will be again. It's just we'll be making it to our own design. I think the very first thing that we'll be putting into the farm is before Friday's live stream I will be putting in a log cabin as our home. I have to do that in Giant Cedar, but it will be in that flattened area over by Field 12 where the main farm once was. The building that I've chosen as our house will be quite small compared to the one that comes with this map standard. But the idea behind that is to give us more farmyard space. I'd like to have a slightly European style to the farmyard where it's quite tight, quite compacted. We'll be doing some of it in Giant Cedar, but I'll try and do as much of it as possible with placeable mods in game, just so you can have a say of exactly what goes where. Unfortunately, I can't do Giant Cedar as a live stream, unfortunately, but if you have any specific prefab buildings that you'd like to see in the farmyard, head over to my Discord, and there is a Rebuilding Goldcrest Farm server on there where you can leave me links and even pictures or anything like that relating to this live stream series, and let me know roughly whereabout you'd want them, and I will do my very best to meet as many requirements as you have. As this is primarily an interactive series, there's lots of decisions that will be made by you guys, such as what tractors we have. Both our tractors, Massey Ferguson and this Ford TW35, were both chosen by you guys in the chat. The pickup truck was chosen by my #1 fan. Well, the colour scheme of the pickup truck was chosen by my #1 fan. At the start of this series last week, we had started with only, I think it was $56 off the top of my head. I think that the hired workers are going to have issues with this building here. This building is a prefab building that I put in Giant Cider, as is that shed there next to the camper that we call our home. The dairy. I mentioned the dairy earlier. I would like cows. We currently can't really afford to get them, but I could start working towards having the ability to get them. So I'll bring up the map just now. And what I'll actually do is I'll bring up the map in the menu, because I can then zoom into it. Let's get rid of all of this extra stuff. Now, if I go over here, the cows are currently in this area here next to field 27. That is their pasture and their dairy all combined into one. There's also a silage clamp there. Now, I would like to move them. Now, the area on which I thought would be nice is this area here next to field 26. So it's down the end of the road and in this area here. Alternatively, we could put them anywhere where there is a reasonable amount of space. We could even put them where the sheep used to be if we wanted, because the sheep's area now only has a fence in it that I haven't taken out yet. There's nothing else there. The sheep currently occupy this bit of space here, but the cows do need a fair bit of land. They are larger animals. So let me know in the chat, or if you're watching this after it live, where would you like to see the cows put? I can't stream the Giant Cider stuff, but we can choose where the cows go, and I will be posting a couple of in progress pictures up on Discord, and you'll see it being built. I may try and record a short snippet, but it's very heavy on resources to do Giant Cider and the stream into the field. I could, but this area of land here is quite large. I can actually show you it if I use the Magic Uber driver. It is quite large. And obviously I'll do some terrain flattening. All these trees will come out. Not all of them. There will be other trees put in place, but the stream is quite far away. That stream is a good bit away from the field. The water for the field, as in the water, oh, what's the word for it? The water trough will be in the field. I mean, I could, in theory, definitely in theory, make this entire area here one great big huge cow field. It means that the cows won't be in a particularly cramped area, but it means they'll have plenty of grazing land. I could leave a couple of features in, put in a couple of bits like this, just flatten it out a bit. They're cows, not goats, so we don't want them having like a cliffside to climb up. But I could leave a couple of the features in here. It does go flat around a lot of it. Like near the field, it's all flat around like the road area and along that side, and I could just kind of take the edge off down the side of the stream. This land is not necessarily purchasable, but I can reduce the amount of money we have to include a fee for taking over the land for the cows. I had originally thought about taking £5,000 out of the budget every time we move the animals, so we still technically owe £5,000 for the moving the sheep. So having a look at the map here, anyone who's in the chat or watching this after the fact, let me know in Discord where you'd like to see the cows put. We do also have pigs to consider at some point as well, but again, where we put the pigs is entirely up to you guys. You chose where the sheep went. We don't currently have chickens. Chickens will be bought in-game. But in case you're wondering, if you haven't seen the map before, all these numbered areas in brown, they're obviously fields. When it's coloured like this, it tells you what crop is in them. So I can make them all brown by taking all that out. A lot of these symbols here, like for the sheep pasture and things like that, and the cow, and the sheep pasture and the chickens, are no longer relevant because the sheep are here and the chickens don't exist. So let me know where you'd like to see the cows. We could even put them down here. We could put them somewhere up here in the farm. We could even give them field 12 if we really wanted to. And we could really do whatever we wanted with them. The other thing is these darker green areas on the map here, these are forestry areas. That's where there's dense trees, specifically on rough ground for deforestation. And the rest of it is kind of self-explanatory, with the exception of this area here that's all in grey. That's all irrelevant now because that's all just flat grassland. I could put the cows here, Josie. We have this little bit of land at the side of the road as well. It's not a very big bit of land, but it's big enough that this shed here can magically vanish, and we can put in a barn in here for storing the equipment we need for the cows, so that the cows just have a large paddock area, and that way we're not having to leave areas in the field for storing equipment. But if we do put them here, we will probably put the gate at an angle here, because I like the idea of having gates at angles. Especially if we're coming down this way, it's going to make it lovely and interesting to get in. But like I said, I will give it a couple of days. I won't move the cows until after Friday's live stream, so we can ask again during that live stream, and it gives plenty of time for anyone watching this after the fact to head over to Discord and leave your opinion in the Rebuilding Goldcrest farm server over there. But we have actually gone over time a little bit here, so let's make our way back over to our so-called farm. We do need the trucks to empty the combine so it can do the last trip. We will then tip the truck. Well, we'll tip the trailer. We may tip the truck too in the process. That's always fun. Hi there, Aidan White. How are you doing this evening? Hopefully you're having a wonderful night. Let's get this unloaded here. So if you have just joined the stream, consider hitting that like button if you haven't done so already, and if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button too. I do stream this series every Monday, Wednesday and Friday starting at 9 PM UK time. This is an interactive series, so if you're interested in joining in on the decisions made around this map, then you can either say during a live stream or head over to Discord, or alternatively you can leave a comment on the archive version of this video. All entirely up to yourself. That combine just does some weird things. That is not how I turn a combine around. In case anyone is wondering, if you subscribe to the channel and you have your privacy settings to allow it, there is an alert box, that's what it's called. There's an alert box that will pop up on the live stream stating your channel name, and if you have subscribed and that hasn't popped up, that is it'll be privacy settings that will be preventing it. That's entirely personal choice as to what you set your privacy settings to, but if it hasn't, don't worry, because you're all more than welcome here, and everyone who has subscribed, thank you very much for it. There we go. Almost a full trailer here as well, actually. Quite happy with that. So let's get this tipped into our newly built clamp over here. Let's try and get this tipped into our newly built clamp over here. I actually did that not terrible this time. This is where we find out if those are collision walls or if the crop is just going to magically pour through it. My Discord link is available in the chat just now. Sent up there by my lovely assistant Josie Green. But I think that's all we have time for tonight. I have quite a long road trip to take very early in the morning, so I better get off my bed. But thank you all very kindly for watching, and I will be back on Friday at 9 PM UK time for the next live stream. And if you've missed any of this live stream and want to catch up with this one or any of the previous ones, you can head over to the channel page where there is a Rebuilding Goldcrest Valley archive playlist. You can get yourself up to speed there, and if you want any interactivity in this live stream series, you can either leave me a comment on any of those videos, send me a message if I'm live at the time doing this series, or head over to my Discord where there's a server there available for you to mention anything. There's also a general server there, so you can just pop over and say hello, and I spend quite a lot of time on Discord, so if you want to chat with me, that is the best place to get it. I thank you all very kindly for watching, and I will see you all on Friday. Bye for now.